there's a way to have gotten out without chaos ensuing. I don't know how that happens.
The Republicans in Congress want hearings into what went wrong. Critical the president did not answer questions about Afghanistan yesterday when he turned his focus on COVID.
If you work in a nursing home and serve people on Medicare or Medicaid, you will also be required to get vaccinated.
The president also wants federal action against Republican governors banning mask mandates in schools. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis replied, telling Fox,
"You got to wonder, where are your priorities that you're so obsessed with this issue and so obsessed with taking away parents' rights, and you're letting Afghanistan burn, our border burn?"
Now, the president also touted vaccine booster shots, the third dose of Pfizer or Moderna's version that'll be available starting in September for every American who had them 8 months after being fully vaccinated. Yesterday, another 137,000 COVID cases reported in the U.S. America's listening to Fox News.
We're so glad you set your radio right here. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News.
Good morning.
Traffic.
So far, so good out on the road. Still pretty clear commute out on 75 and 41. Daniels Parkway running up to speed between Gateway and Fort Myers, even heading out toward Lehigh. State Road 82 not seeing any slow spots just yet throughout Lehigh and into Fort Myers as well. Crossing the bridges between downtown and North Fort Myers, only taking you an easy couple minutes in each direction with no slowdowns as well on the Midpoint and Cape Coral Bridge. Looking at, again, about a 2 to 3 minute drive there. Sanibel Causeway running up to speed at a 4-minute commute from the toll plaza out to the island and in the opposite direction as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News next.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. Well, we're getting closer to the weekend, and as we end out the work week, look for some below-average rain chances. Dry for the first half of the day with some thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, though we will be a little bit more hit or miss in nature as we start to see some drier air move in aloft. Still a hot one for today. Temperatures push to 95 degrees. The heat index ranging between 102 to 109 degrees for this afternoon. Dry as we head into your Thursday night. Friday off to another dry, muggy start with a low near 77 degrees and a high of 94 degrees for your Friday afternoon with more spotty afternoon storms in the forecast. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and, when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
You finally reached your savings goal, but how much will you really spend in retirement? Basic question. But more than 1/3 of retirees underestimated their spending. And you know taxes will impact what you've set aside. You're smart enough to know you don't have all the answers. You're also smart enough to know where to get help. It's time to put things in order with a fee-only fiduciary. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com. One team, one plan, one fee. Annex Wealth Management.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Available at Navage.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go to the website to watch the show live. You can also subscribe to the podcast right there. If you type the words Drew Steele into your favorite podcast location, you'll find the show. But you can also check out the link. It's right there. Just click on it and boom, you can subscribe, and we do appreciate that. Seems to me like we have a real failure to communicate. Right now in this country, maybe even across the globe, we are talking past each other. We're not communicating. There's a big problem here in a lot of different ways. And more, I'm starting to realize that. And I don't know how many of you have had the same issue that I've had. That when it comes to the science and the data, when it comes to the data of anything, when it comes to the examples of where we can look and find written down on paper or on websites, peer-reviewed studies or the like, that when you read these studies or you are presented with these studies from somebody that would show, let's say, about masks and mask mandates, or masks in particular, or vaccines and how they work and how effective they are and how effective they're not in certain cases, and studies when it comes to children and the use of masks, or when it comes to the science and the data that comes from, let's just say, issues of military operations, and how there are examples that we have in the past of things that have worked, of the intelligence that we're told exists, only to find out that there's no way that any of this could have been planned, the situation in Afghanistan, when we're told that all the intelligence would say, what, otherwise? Or if the intelligence were to say, for example, we were not sure, we weren't positive as to how something would go down once we decided to make a specific move, it would be incumbent on those individuals, as they are questioned about that, to come up with the answers written down, peer-reviewed, or intelligence-wise. You need to show us. Just because you're a doctor or a general or somebody or a defense secretary or a politician, just because you say, no, that's not true, or just because you say, yeah, what they're saying is kind of false information, and what I'm going to tell you is actually the fact. You need to do better than that these days. More and more, we're starting to realize that you got to come with receipts. You got to have the goods. You've got to tell us and show us where it is that we're wrong. You can't just tell us that we're imbeciles. You can't just say we're wrong. You can't say we're idiots. You can't say all of some of the vitriol that's out there. You don't know what you're talking about. You got to come with receipts. You got to give us an answer as to why it is that you are saying the things that you're saying. And I hate to use that word, but man, that came up a couple of times yesterday in some conversations that I had, where I was trying to talk to some people who I was told were pretty moderate on positions of mask mandates, pretty moderate on positions of, I know this is like I'm bringing my personal life into the show. Having a conversation with a couple of people that I was told, again, were moderates in their positions. And it's funny how when people tell you that they're moderate in their positions and they just want to know what it is you think, and listen, they can see both sides of the fence and both sides of the argument, and that by the time you present your case, the end result is them saying things like, words like imbecile, idiot, phrases like you don't know what you're talking about, I can't talk to you. It was really discouraging. And so when we have, for example, Joe Biden with a delusional first interview about Afghanistan with a Democrat operative, somebody that everybody on the planet knows is going to selectively edit, ask specific questions to sound tough, but protect the president in an interview, as opposed to what they used to do to Donald Trump and other Republicans, which is selectively edit to make them look like idiots or to make them say things that they actually didn't say, the selective editing that goes on. How are we supposed to trust that? And when you can't even do an interview and give us the facts straight up in an interview that was edited, then we want to know what the long form is. Can we see the unedited video of Joe Biden and George Stephanopoulos? Do we get to see that in full, in its entirety, or no? You've got that issue. When you have the military who steps up to a microphone and says, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to get every American out. I'm not sure that we can do this. What world do you live in? What country do you live in? Who ever would have thought in a million years that in 2021, well, dare I say, at any time in our history, would you ever think that as a defense secretary or a general or anybody else, that the suggestion of we may not be able to get all Americans out of a country is an acceptable answer to anybody? But that's what happened yesterday. And we're just supposed to sit here, accept that, and just say, yeah, you know what? It's tough. It's tough out there, everybody. There's really nothing we could do. General Milley, the woke General Milley, who seems to believe that he's got to fight against his whiteness and white rage that he has. And boy, the rage part is definitely there. Well, the white part's there too, but is fighting against this, and he's got a lot to learn. And boy, I'll tell you what, if he'd spend more time being a general and less time being woke, maybe he would have been able to come up with some answers as to what to do, but nobody could see it coming. Really? Can we see or hear more about the meetings you had on this? Could we see a little more of the receipts of what you've been doing for the past 20 years, 10 years in particular, and certainly in your time there with the Joint Chiefs? Can we see a little bit more and hear a little bit more about how, well, heck, it just wasn't going to happen. This was going to be a failure, but let's get right in there and do it anyway. And we'll just let, the chips fall or the Americans fall? Is that how this works? When we have local politicians, local media outlets, places that we're supposed to trust with getting to the truth and the facts, who are trying to tell everybody that because parents care about their kids and they also care about mandates from politicians that they don't believe are right because they haven't presented the receipts, the facts. When you have parents who don't want mandates of vaccinations, Americans who don't want mandates of anything, whether it's masks or vaccinations or anything else for that matter. And then when it comes to mask mandates for kids, and there are some questions, and legitimate questions being asked at a school board meeting, but for some reason, because you're not one of the educated, you don't know as well as a doctor or some physician who's going to get onto a network and tell you, or a local station and say, oh yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. No, they're absolutely wrong. No, mask mandates work, or masks are, it's the only way to stop. Can you give us a little bit more? Because I can look at studies that will tell you the opposite. Even from the CDC, talking about N95 masks and the use of them and the trapping of CO2. And a Harvard study talking about the breathing in as little as a certain amount, parts per million, 945 parts per million of CO2 lowers cognitive ability 15%. And at 1,400 parts per million, lowers reduces the ability by 50%. Like, I'm looking at this, Can we have a conversation about that, or am I an idiot? That these are out there. They've been out there. There are concerns about. So when a parent at a school board meeting says, I'm worried about my kid breathing in CO2 and the damages that could be done, and somebody comes on a network and says, oh, yeah, that's a ridiculous notion. That's not going to happen. Because you wear a white coat that I just trust that? Can we have a little bit more of a discussion? Maybe some of the receipts, because if I've got this here, again, and forgive me, I'm not saying you should distrust doctors, just a blanket statement. I'm not saying you distrust doctors. I'm just saying that politics is in everything. And if it's not political, if it's strictly medical, then by all means, give us the study that says that mask mandates work. Give us the study that definitively shows that when kids are masked up in school, that if there is a Delta variant or COVID or anything else running rampant, that we have proof that there is substantial evidence to show a drastic difference between the schools that masked up and the schools that didn't. Because again, like yesterday, I've got the receipts to say that we had a whole school year to show that it didn't make a statistical difference from the schools in 2020 that masked up, mandatory, and the ones that didn't. So that's a fair question, is it not? I'm just all about questioning authority. I'm just about questioning everything lately. I mean, I don't want to say I don't trust anyone anymore, but boy, I got to tell you, when you see people sit down with you face to face and have conversations with you about how they want to hear your point of view and a moderate position that they have, only to tell you at the end of a conversation when you present them with some of the evidence and some of your thoughts on that evidence that you're an idiot, really does spell, it spells out to me how people are just rigid in where they're going to be no matter what. And if they want you masked up and all those kids masked up in school, by gosh, they're going to make it happen. Then it doesn't, and they'll find somebody to back up their opinion and just say, there it is. There's the arbiter of everything that is true and right there. Yeah, but they haven't presented anything. They just said that it is. Can I see some paperwork, or can they? No. They got a white coat on, and they went to school for a really long time. They spent a lot of money. How much did you spend? And again, I hate to put it that way, but there are, and again, this is not an indictment on doctors. This is not an indictment on physicians. What I'm saying is that when it comes to the media presenting people, and then they present these answers to the media, I would like a little more, please. That's all. It's so easy. It's so simple. You quiet people up. You shut them up by giving them the proof. Give us the proof of what you speak and watch how quickly people can come to your side. We didn't have that since day one. All we had was an attack on a former president, and I'm not taking his vaccine, and I'm not trusting his word, and he's in league with Russia, and there's probably some kind of thing in there. Really? Yeah, really. That's where we started. That's the genesis of all of this. So forgive me for being skeptical. I'm sorry to start the show this way, but it's just having that conversation yesterday is just, it's frustrating when that happens. But coming up, we're going to play audio with Joe Biden, with George Stephanopoulos, and some of the things that he talks about. You know, you got to put together and figure out who's in charge here. All of a sudden, everybody is starting to get on the same page to say, we didn't see this happening. We had no idea that if we were going to leave Afghanistan the way we did, that this would, it's like, we didn't have any time to plan. You might as well say that. But we'll have that audio coming up. Some stunning poll numbers revealing what would happen if the election were held today and the people that would vote for who now and why. We got that on the way, too. Plus, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can talk about Afghanistan. We can talk about mask mandates and what the president said about our governor and going after those that would question the federal government's authority. But we can also talk about the latest from Christopher Rufo on critical race theory being taught in some of the places that not only will shock you of where it's taking place, but it also will shock you as to who is doing it and behind it, because you may be supporting them and not realize what their agenda is behind the scenes. We'll talk about that coming up, too. Stay break 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Island Air. High-quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Investors concerned that the Federal Reserve may cut back on stimulus for the economy were apparently dragging down Wall Street Wednesday. The Dow off by about 382 points, the S&P off by 48, the Nasdaq down by 130. Trouble for T-Mobile.
The company's been investigating and now says hackers stole data on nearly 50 million customers. T-Mobile says the compromised information includes dates of birth, social security numbers, and driver's license information, though the company says there's no indication the data included credit card or other payment information. Ginny Coselda, Fox News.
How much are you going to shell out for your kids' back-to-school supplies? A new poll by Slick Deal says the average parent's going for about $450 worth of stuff. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. And today we talk about cognitive function. Are you struggling with your memory, or maybe you notice that it's taking you longer to process information? Do you also notice that your reaction time is slower than it used to be? Maybe you've just decided that this is what getting old looks like, or maybe that's what some doctor has told you, that this is just from getting old. But studies actually show that getting regular chiropractic care, specifically getting adjusted in your neck, can dramatically improve your cognitive function. So if you struggle with memory loss, slowed reaction time, or slowed processing time, and you're wondering if chiropractic can help you too, call us at 239-628-4899. That phone number is 239-628-4899. And remember, your power is on.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Really? Selling your home? Whether you need to move because of work, moving up, or downsizing, there's a ton of stuff to worry about when selling your home. Asking too much or too little? What about home inspections, paperwork, negotiating? There's only one thing to do. Call the listing realtors that know it all. The Morrison Renault team with United Real Estate Infinity. Call 239-246-7859. They handled it all. That's 239-246-7859.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Now back to Daybreak with Drew Steve.
United Airlines has instructed its flight crew not to use duct tape when dealing with unruly passengers. Don't use it. Flight attendants heard and were like, okay, tasers it is. Okay, well...
Well, yeah, all right. That's enough of that. You know, it is interesting that they got duct tapes on flights. Duct tapes, listen, if I were to ask my 12-year-old son who builds everything with duct tape, and you watch him do it, and you watch the things that he puts together with duct tape, you're like, duct tape could just about solve the world's problems. Just about all of them. Think about it. It's one powerful tape. It's not just for ducks anymore. See, that needs to be the slogan. Duct tape. It's not just for ducks. It's for unruly passengers. It's for fixing all kinds of things. It's true. All right, enough of that.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I've been telling you how to pick the best air conditioning company for years now, but here's a little reminder. At Kobe Cooling, we have a 100% NATE certified mechanic team. There are no other companies in Southwest Florida that even come close. We give you a better trained and certified mechanic, like my dad or my Uncle Mike. So, when you need service, there's only one real choice. Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
You've been waiting for an event like this, and it's finally here in Florida. The Regional Used Car Reduction, exclusively at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. This Thursday through Sunday, buyers must be found immediately for over 600 certified vehicles, off-lease vehicles, and local trades. A huge variety of pre-owned Nissans, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Toyotas, and more. Finance a vehicle today with no down payment, with payments starting at $149 a month. Zero down, $149 a month. Trade in your vehicle for record high values. Get a personal offer for your car when you click SutherlandBuysIt.com. Sell outright or trade for one of our 600 vehicles. And through Sunday, buy with zero down. Payments as low as $149 a month. Hurry to the Regional Used Car Reduction at Florida's #1 Nissan dealer. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car mega store. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air of Southwest Florida. We know it's stressful when your air conditioner breaks down. Now when the time comes to replace your system, you don't have to sacrifice your vacation budget to pay for it. Because for a limited time, Island Air is including a cruise vacation voucher when you replace your heating and cooling system. This is a limited time offer, so if your AC is on its last leg and you aren't sure if it will make it through the summer, then don't delay and call Island Air today.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations. Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
We are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system, redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world. Find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Fox
News, I'm Lillian Wu. President Biden pushes back against criticism as thousands of Americans struggle to evacuate Afghanistan.
President Biden says there was no way to avoid the chaos and confusion in Afghanistan. He talked to ABC News, and he said after 20 years of war that he expected there to be problems as American troops left.
The idea that somehow there's a way to have gotten out without chaos ensuing, I don't know how that happens.
Overnight, the White House announcing another 1,800 people have been evacuated from Afghanistan.
Fox's Mark Meredith, the president also saying troops will stay there until all Americans who want to leave are out. And Hurricane Grace makes landfall along the eastern Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico as a Category 1, some 10 miles south of Tulum, maximum sustained winds of 80 miles an hour. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News,
Thursday morning,
traffic.
only traffic tracking right now is on Corkscrew Road, east of I-75, near the Place at Corkscrew community. That's at 6L's Farm Road and Corkscrew right now. No roadblock, no injuries. Deputies heading out to that scene to get things cleared up, though, for you. Otherwise, looking like a pretty quiet drive across most of Southwest Florida with no other crashes or incidents to report across Lee, Collier, or Charlotte County. 75 and 41, both running up to speed for your main highway drives. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. Well, we're getting closer to the weekend, and as we end out the work week, look for some below-average rain chances. Dry for the first half of the day with some thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, though we will be a little bit more hit or miss in nature as we start to see some drier air move in aloft. Still a hot one for today. Temperatures push to 95 degrees. The heat index ranging between 102 to 109 degrees for this afternoon. Dry as we head into your Thursday night. Friday off to another dry, muggy start with a low near 77 degrees and a high of 94 degrees for your Friday afternoon with more spotty afternoon storms in the forecast. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Right now, millions of Americans have an uneasy feeling about the future. That's why they're quietly stockpiling as much emergency food as they can. What about you? Do you have enough emergency food to get you through a prolonged crisis? If not, take a moment to shop My Patriot Supply. We're America's leader in emergency preparedness and survival. Since 2008, we've served several million American families like yours. In fact, our mission is your survival. So head on over to MyPatriotSupply.com and grab a few of our tasty emergency food kits. Our food stays fresh for up to 25 years in storage and is shipped quickly and discreetly to your door. One day, you might be eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner while everyone else is standing in a food line. Avoid that. It's too late to act once the other shoe drops. It's time to be self-reliant and prepared, and now you can. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
What's up, Southwest Florida? It's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, and I'm reminding you about our new show that airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week, I give you all the information you need to know about your health insurance needs. We also promote local real estate, entertainment, and have a guest host each week. Be sure to tune in live every Saturday at 11 a.m. or download our show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. For more information or a health insurance quote, visit TylerMcCluskey.com.
Join us this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Tyler McCluskey Show, right here on 92.5 Fox News.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, "What is that beautiful SUV?" I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, "How much does it cost?" I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines and rear and all-wheel drive, but that's not all. We have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com. I love my GV80 and you'll love it too.
All offers with approved credit on select models. Based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months at $0 per month for 1,500. No down payment required.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. So we appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. There you can go, and there's a link for it there. Sorry, I'm in such a down mood. You know, that's just having a conversation yesterday, and again, bringing this up from earlier, and having a conversation yesterday with a couple of people I was told were moderates and wanted to hear some of my opinion. And, of course, I brought an opinion and with receipts as well, and talking to them about some of the things that I am seeing and to all of the questions that I had for them about why all of these things were taking place. I end up having people calling me names, and I just don't need that. And again, even the last segment, you know, when I see people who are talking about the mask mandate issue at the Lee County School Board, and there's local news organizations that are trying to debunk some of the things that were said using some local physicians or using the UF Health or whoever they were using, and people, the experts. You know, I all I'm asking, I'm not saying, and I'm trying to make this clear because people are texting. Listen, the last segment, I'm not saying that I don't trust doctors. I'm not saying that I don't trust physicians. I'm not saying you shouldn't trust your physician, your doctor. Well, all I am saying is that please, all we're asking since day one of this whole thing is that you present everybody with the evidence, the science and data evidence that you've been claiming you have to have in order to do certain things in this country when it comes to the vid. Just give it to us. Give us the numbers. And don't say if we have a stat that we come up with where we're questioning certain numbers. You know, when we hear mask mandates and we hear about whether or not masks work or not, and you know, the amount of kids that have died of COVID since January 1st of 2020 till present day, and we know the number is at 361. But then we see deaths in flu seasons going back to 2019, 2020, when there were 434. In the 2018, 2019 flu season, 477, and 803 in the 2014 to 15 flu season. And we can go through all of these numbers, and we see these large numbers, larger than the numbers we have during all of COVID from the January 1st, 2020 to August 14th, 2021. From the CDC, their numbers. We just have questions about mandates, about mask mandates. We have questions about all of this. So help us to understand where we're wrong and give us the science and the data and everything to show us where we're wrong when it comes to specifics regarding the masking and everything else. That's all I'm asking for. You can't just have somebody come on and go, those people are wrong. They're just wrong. That's not good enough anymore. It's not good enough for somebody to tell us they're in a position of authority and you're wrong. It's not good enough for somebody in the military to tell us there's nothing we can do and just go, oh, yep, I guess with Afghanistan, listen, if we keep a couple of thousand people behind Americans and we can't pick them up, oh, well, there's not much we can do. Hey, if, the Afghan people, they all, every single one of them just laid down their arms and walked away. Is that true? Is all of, because I need more evidence than just the fact that the military is saying this, or, you have the FBI, the CIA. Forgive us if we've lost a little bit of trust in certain institutions. We just need more. That's all I'm saying, is just give us more than now you're wrong. That's all. Again, when I see another example, please explain to me, and I promise I'm going to get to some of this audio coming up quickly. Joe Biden and certainly the if you didn't hear from the military yesterday, the DefSec Austin and General Milley, and how they really sound like they're not sure what to do or what is going on with Afghanistan, but they're confident about what? What are you confident about? You hear the audio. That there are things that we're questioning. People brought up the issues of masks and what it does, the CO2 that they're breathing in, and with N95, even these respirators, N95s with respirators, they're masks, and the Harvard study that talked about the concerns about CO2 and breathing it. It just seems logical. And then when you're talking about a child, we're concerned about that. Put our fears to rest by showing us evidence to the contrary, that we have nothing to worry about. But when other people are putting out studies, we just have questions. I want to know, for example, from these experts at UF and other places, can you explain to me why the American Association of Pediatrics, right now as we speak, this is not me making this up, this isn't tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, there are actual people on the ground who are looking at this, on the ground at their house, looking at these websites and finding out that the AAP, the American Association of Pediatrics, is deleting, right now as we speak, entire sections of their website that have to do with child development and the cues that children get from facial expressions and how important it is to the development of a child. These cues for learning, they're critical. And they're actively deleting as if it never existed. Of course, the interwebs exists because people can go back and get screenshots of what was there before and say, why did you take this down? Why is it that there are screenshots that have talked about in the past at the American Association of Pediatrics, first visit, FaceTime and emotional health, and the 4 to 5 month olds, and how important it is in development that they can see your facial expression and what that means, the smiling, the laughing, the babbling. You have all of these things, reading, and all of these developmental issues with children that are so critically important. Why are they deleting this? Again, I'm just asking, is it because the science has changed? Or is it because they're trying to tuck all of this away and make believe like it's something that they don't want to bring up because now they've accepted the science of Joe Biden and Dr. Fauci, which is we all have to mask up all the time, and masks are more important than anything right now, and forget about the development of kids. Let's just make that go away because that would be contrary to what the science has told us and the concerns that people have here. Why is this disappearing? I'm asking the question because then the next concern would be the step further. Well, not only mask mandates for kids, but man, maybe we just need to make it maybe we just make it an official dress code. Why don't we make masks an official dress code and you have to wear it so that we can be sure that even during flu season that we won't have any problems? I mean, it'll never come to that. That seems crazy.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Oh, yeah, this just in. Yeah, they're talking about that. In Dallas, in Texas, a defiant school board who not only went out there and said, we got an emergency vote. We've got to mask up in these Dallas schools. But the New York Post is reporting now that mask mandates are going to be considered monthly, and they're adding it to the official dress code. For health reasons, masks are required for all employees and students to mitigate flu, cold, pandemic, and any other communicable disease. It's never going to go away. So now we're going to have it as a dress code, and the kids are always going to be masked up in school because, we want to keep them safe from flu. So flus and colds and everything else. So why Why not just send your kid in a complete oxygen tank? What do you call that? Like an undersea suit. Just put him in an undersea suit with one of those giant Jacques Cousteau helmets with the glass around the side so they can see. Make it really heavy. Make it out of steel. I mean, I don't think COVID can get through steel. So why don't we just do that? We'll put them in big Jacques Cousteau outfits. Why don't we send them to school that way? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because only reference I can think of is maybe like the swamp monster from Scooby-Doo.
Okay, the swamp monster from Scooby-Doo. If you're looking at your fish tank right now, there's probably a little dude down there like with the old school helmet thing going, right? At that kind of look. Why don't we just send them to school like that? And don't take this as if I'm saying, oh, you don't care about kids. You're just mocking the process because we care about our kids and we care about their... See, don't do that. That's what happened yesterday with this conversation with these people it went from here's my evidence and here's what I have heard and here's what I have seen in papers and please tell me where I'm wrong and show me your evidence and you just don't care about kids. Yeah, you're exactly right. None of us care about kids. We don't want masks on children in schools and mask mandates because we don't care what happens to them. Come on. But yet there's people that will do that to you. And again, when will this stop? When is it going to end? And then you got Joe Biden. Listen, I'm going to get to the Afghanistan stuff. We can do both. But again, I'm asking. All right, hold on a second. Bill wanted to comment real quick in Fort Myers. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, man, I totally believe you about the school. But, yeah.
Are you there, Bill? Come here we go. Let's start again. Come on. Oh, there he went. He just didn't hear us. Is that what it was? Okay, that's all right. You can call back 239-479-5592. But we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can still talk about the issues of CRT coming up. There's more news on that. We can talk about Afghanistan and Joe Biden and the military and what they said. But also Joe Biden made it a point to step up to a microphone at a quote-unquote press conference that ended just the way you would expect for it to end. Instead of talking about Afghanistan, somehow we're going to change the narrative now to the evil Republicans and Governor DeSantis and we're going to go after those with vaccinations and mask mandates and everything else because, that polls really well, and that's all on our side. So don't worry about it, Joe. We're going to kind of switch the narrative a la Benghazi, and let's switch it up. And Joe Biden...
we just need to finish the job with science, with facts, and with confidence. And together, as the United States of America, we'll get this done. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
And there he goes, walks away from the podium, not one single question about Afghanistan, because it doesn't exist right now, because the polls suggest that really everybody's really ticked off about Afghanistan. So get up there to a microphone, just read off of this teleprompter, or turn it around and let us read it. It's a lot easier. But go ahead and step up to the teleprompter, and let's go after those evil Republicans, Trump supporters who hate vaccinations, and governors who, like DeSantis, who's doing everything wrong to kill little kids. And just make it as hyperbolic as you possibly can. Of course, that's not what he's saying about killing kids. But, you might as well, for as hyperbolic as people get. It's outrageous. So here we go. What does he say about masks?
Vaccines are the best defense, but masks are extremely helpful as well. And for those who aren't eligible for the vaccine yet, children under the age of 12, masks are the best available protection for them and the adults around them. That's why we need to make sure children are wearing masks in school.
Yeah, that's why we've got to do it. I'm just telling you that if you think for 1 minute that the Lee County School Board is stepping away from the whole mask mandate issue and is going, yeah, we're done. Okay. I don't believe it for 1 second. I just don't believe that they're going to step away from it. As long as the president is saying something like that, they'll revisit it. But again, as we go back to this, what the president needs to do and what Dr. Fauci needs to do, because he's always on TV anyway, is present us with the website and the peer-reviewed study that gives us all the information we need about how mask mandates work. Give us the scoop. Don't just tell us about all of these different things with particles and the like. Just show us. Show us how you've got the evidence, and we don't.
Unfortunately, as we've seen throughout this pandemic, some politicians are trying to turn public safety measures that is, children wearing masks in school, into political disputes for their own political gain.
They're not making it about politics. Again, if we have to go through this again, when you have Dr. Fauci who said, don't wear a mask, don't do this, stop wearing masks. You got to wear a mask. You got to go wear it 2. You got to wear it 10. That you would think after all these years and decades and centuries of people wearing masks that you'd have enough evidence to be confident out of the gate to say what is and isn't. And he wasn't. And so, right, do we need to go over that again?
Some are even trying to take power away from local educators by banning masks in school. They're setting a dangerous tone. For example, last week at a school board meeting in Tennessee, protesters threatened doctors and nurses who were testifying, making the case for masking children in schools.
Protesters is what it is. It's not parents. It's not concerned citizens that are at a school board meeting, heightened with passion at school board meetings like we've seen in Lee County, because it feels like those that we elected are not listening to our voices and not hearing what we have to say. And sometimes you get a little emotional. Unfortunately, there are people that go too far, and I admit that, and you have to admit that as well. There are, but it's a passionate issue. And so they're not people. These are parents. They're concerned parents. And of course, there he goes, going against not only what's happening in Tennessee, but look, when he talks about mask mandates, and he does bring it up about Governor DeSantis, and he talked about that even yesterday. Didn't he talk about that on Hannity last night? A couple of different things, especially like this obsession with the issue of mask mandates and Governor DeSantis.
You got to wonder, where are your priorities that you're so obsessed with this issue and so obsessed with taking away parents' rights, and you're letting Afghanistan burn, our border burn, and so many other things in our country fall to pieces?
That's outrageous. How dare the governor of Florida say that last night on Hannity's program? That's outrageous because he cares about the kids and you don't care about the kids. Really? Again, we keep going through this because parents do have the ability, right, to decide what is right for their family or not, or you don't. No, you don't, because this is a different situation. Is it really? I just read you off some of the numbers in the past for flu seasons and how even to date, flu seasons in other years, 19 to 20, 17 to 18, 14 to 15, all of these different flu season years, there were more pediatric deaths 0 to 17 than there are right now from January 2020 to August of 21. So, where was the grave concern then? And again, you see what I'm saying. So I just need more. Again, after my conversation yesterday with a couple of people who I was told wanted to sit down and talk to me about the issues, and then ultimately walked away from me when I presented with receipts to tell me I'm an idiot and I don't care about kids and everything else, and never presented their side of it, just gave me their opinions. Forgive me if I'm a little salty this morning when it comes to individuals who want to tell us, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about because I have a degree and because I've got more money than you, and I'm a general and I'm a president and I'm this and I'm that and I'm a politician. And no. You got to present the facts to me more. I need more than just you telling me what I am and am not. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. You can go to drewsteele.com if you want to watch the program. You certainly can subscribe to the podcast and listen to my rants at your convenience. Just go to drewsteele.com. It's there. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow. Island Air wants to send you to the island. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news.
Decisions. Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
You tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Well, listen carefully, because now there are new treatments available here. I'm not talking about surgery or steroids. There are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak talking about QC Kinetics. They're the leader in these exciting biological therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints with lasting results. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, joint pain that won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Tired of dealing with your joint pain? Want to get moving again? You need to learn more about how biologic therapies are changing the way we think about dealing with joint pain. It's exciting stuff. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Hello, I'm Dave
Hi,
Harmer.
I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices: Storm Shield and all the rest.
The aesthetics of the appearance from the outside and the inside is just amazing. But it's quiet. It's really quiet inside, and it's made a huge difference in our energy consumption. My name is Dee Channel, and I have 100% confidence in Storm Shield products. On a scale of 1 to 10, they'd be 10 plus.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Channel. My wife and I made a decision to replace our windows. Storm Shield windows, they were the only company that had the hurricane windows that we were looking for. Our best decision we made was purchasing Storm Shield windows.
Storm Shield Windows and Doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%. And our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News, and we've been right all along.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
It's a matter of life and death.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The Taliban, they are hunting my family. I'm very worried about my family.
Saber Nassiri is hoping they'll be evacuated. He was an Afghan interpreter who helped U.S. troops, now living in America, holding up what's left of his hands on Fox's Hannity.
I lost my fingers in the war. The Taliban, they cut my fingers off.
Now, the Taliban's cracking down on protests in a few cities, killing some demonstrators as thousands remain at Kabul's airport trying to flee Afghanistan.
But it is a perilous place to be. A Taliban official, yes, it's the Taliban that's doing the death toll count, said that a total of 12 people have been killed at the airport since Sunday. Deaths caused either by gunshots or in stampedes.
Fox's Ryan Chilcote. The U.S. keeps trying to help Americans leave. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, top congressional Republicans sent a letter to President Biden requesting a Gang of 8 briefing on the evacuation in Afghanistan, saying the U.S. government should account for all U.S. citizens there. During an interview with ABC News, the president defended the withdrawal process.
The idea that somehow there's a way to have gotten out without chaos ensuing, I don't know how that happens.
President Biden said there's a possibility troops could remain past the deadline to get people out. About 6,000 have been flown out so far. Dave?
Rachel, the president turned his focus back to COVID yesterday, touting booster vaccine shots starting next month.
We'll increase your protection from COVID-19. And it's the best way to protect ourselves from new variants.
It's the third Pfizer or Moderna dose 8 months after you've been fully vaccinated. Dozens of people unaccounted for in western North Carolina after heavy rain from Tropical Storm Fred remnants caused flash floods. Nearly 100 others were rescued from the water. Hurricane Grace is hitting Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. Tropical Storm Henri could target New England this weekend. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink
Thursday
News,
morning,
traffic.
the track we're tracking right now is on Corkscrew Road, east of I-75, near the Place at Corkscrew community. That's at 6L's Farm Road and Corkscrew right now. No roadblock, no injuries. Deputies heading out to that scene to get things cleared up, though, for you. Otherwise, looking like a pretty quiet drive across most of Southwest Florida with no other crashes or incidents to report across Lee, Collier, or Charlotte County. 75 and 41 both running up to speed for your main highway drives. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. Well, we're getting closer to the weekend, and as we end out the work week, look for some below-average rain chances. Dry for the first half of the day with some thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, though we will be a little bit more hit or miss in nature as we start to see some drier air move in aloft. Still a hot one for today. Temperatures push to 95 degrees. The heat index ranging between 102 to 109 degrees for this afternoon. Dry as we head into your Thursday night. Friday off to another dry, muggy start with a low near 77 degrees and a high of 94 degrees for your Friday afternoon with more spotty afternoon storms in the forecast. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
No matter where you want to listen, you'll be all set when you stream 92.5 Fox News live at rightallalong.net.
Hey, so Amco of Bonita Springs is now hiring. That's right. If you're an experienced automotive technician interested in working at a great repair shop who is also an amazing local conservative business, and Kevin and Todd want to talk to you. So one of their techs is moving away in a couple of weeks, so they have a full-time position to fill. And you've heard me talk about Amco of Bonita Springs for many years now. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work. And they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. That's 239-992-2626. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. And they'll be sure to have you work on Jake's car the next time he breaks something. Amco of Bonita Springs is the best. So why not give them a call? 992-2626. That's 239-992-2626. They are the best. Amco of Bonita Springs.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
Hello, I'm Dave Harmer, owner of First Class Air Conditioning. Since 1977, we've been pretty selective when it comes to hiring new people. We take special pride in the craftsmen we train and employ. If you're an experienced HVAC professional, consider joining us. With a 40-year track record, we're here for the long haul. Call today, 574-2500, and ask for Mr. Harmer. That's 574-2500.
First Class Air conditioning. Our name says it all.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
At Lamps Plus, we believe your home should be a celebration of you. As the nation's largest lighting retailer, Lamps Plus offers an incredible selection of lighting, furniture, and home decor that are sure to bring out your unique style. We help customers just like you every day beautify their indoor and outdoor spaces, and at the flip of a switch, see their home in a whole new light. Because if you can dream it, you should have it. There are infinite possibilities to bring your home to life at Lamps Plus, including custom order on-demand pieces that match your personal taste and color preference. Select from over 50,000 styles from top designer brands, including Uttermost, with a huge assortment of table lamps, floor lamps, chandeliers, and mirrors to add elegance and style to any room in your home. And now, Lamps Plus offers free shipping on all orders. Yep, free. For up to 50% off selected designs, go to lampsplus.com/Fox News now. That's lampsplus.com/Fox News for up to 50% off. Shop Lamps Plus and let yourself shine.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing to the podcast. You can do that just by typing in Drew Steele, any of your favorite podcast locations. Or if you go to the website, drewsteele.com, there's a link for it right there. And please subscribe. We do appreciate it. Today is a day filled with questions, and hopefully we can get some answers today. Congressman Byron Donalds will be joining us at the bottom of the hour, so we've got a lot of questions about things that are happening federally, and certainly some of the questions about what's going on locally. Someone who was at the Lee County School Board the other day and his concerns about mask mandates, and certainly someone who is speaking out about critical race theory. We're going to talk about all different issues. But why did Joe Biden halt a Trump-era plan to evacuate Americans in crisis zones ahead of what happened in Afghanistan? Well, there's a brand new report that we are hearing about, according to the National Pulse. And I might ask that same question. I wonder if anybody else is asking that question of the Biden administration. I wonder if Joe Biden will be asked that question when he finally does decide to take questions on Afghanistan. Listen, I don't know how long you can run. You certainly can't run on this forever. You're going to have to answer questions. And as much as Joe Biden wants to change the subject and flip the script, as the kids say, right? Flip the script. Isn't that what the kids say? They flip the script?
I've heard it.
Okay, good. As much as Joe Biden wants to flip everything, the conversation around, no, we don't want to talk about Afghanistan because we got to talk about mask mandates and evil governors in red states. And no. You don't get to walk away from a microphone and not have these questions. We're going to get to that in a second. But first, a couple of other things. National Pulse also has another story. You realize according to Rasmussen, if the election were held today, Donald Trump would win the election. Nearly 1 in 10 Democrats are right now having regret over their 2020 vote. 12% of moderates saying that, and 14% of Black Americans expressing regret. How they would vote if there was a presidential election, just 37% would vote for Joe Biden, down from 45% who said they did. 43% would vote for Trump. It's 11% of 18 to 39-year-olds regret their 2020 vote. 18 to 39-year-olds, 11% regret it. 14% of Black Americans regret it. 9% of Democrats, 12% of moderates. It's stunning. These are real numbers that people are looking at because people see the real impacts of what has happened just since January. And all the things that were promised and all the things that we were told were not going to happen. all of our freedoms and liberties that we're concerned about, the spending, the unbelievable spending that's been happening with this administration, the issues along the border. I mean, we know all about this inflation. Listen, for every extra dollar that you're getting that you're thinking, whoo, $15 an hour minimum wage, you better believe it. Yeah, it's gone because of inflation. You don't even see it. And you think that's a victory when you don't see what's happening on the other side. Another stunning revelation about Donald Trump that may shock and surprise you. We need some stunning music. What would be stunning? Okay, yeah, that's kind of stunning. Gotcha. This from Zero Hedge. A big tech whistleblower said that Google altered its algorithm in order to ensure that negative stories from the establishment media about former President Trump were what people saw when using the highest trafficked website on the internet. Zach Voorhees, who previously worked for Google, said in an interview with the Epoch Times that the tech titan specifically tailored its new algorithm to harm the president. He wrote a book about it. Said he wanted to take conspiracy theory and turn it into conspiracy fact by sharing the practices he saw as a longtime former employee working on both Google and YouTube projects. They rewrote the algorithms to target Trump. People suspected it was happening, but he's got the proof. Certain keywords trigger things within the algorithm, and it's actually happening. They show like a graph, a tree, and then they'll say, actually, this forms a super story that spans 8 days. So with the Trump Comey thing, they were able to keep the stories boosted all the way at the top because the algorithm was able to fold a news story into the stories that were preceding it in the last 5 days, allowing the mainstream media to structure their stories so that they could remain at the top of their search indexes. So every time you would go to search something, the first hits you would get would all be about keeping this alive. They specifically set the algorithm this way against Trump. Don't say it's not happening, because it is. And then comes, through all of this, I guess you could say, the pièce de résistance, which is the story that is breaking from the National Pulse and the great Raheem Kassam. Did the Biden administration stop a Trump-era contingency plan that would have provided for safe and quick evacuations of Americans out of crisis zones just months before the Taliban takeover in Kabul? You know, according to the president, sitting down with George Stephanopoulos, which you know is going to be an interview that, you can take to the bank that you can trust. No heavy editing here. I mean, Joe Biden just speaks from the heart. It just comes out so fluidly. And when he speaks, you know that you can always be confident. A little editing going on that you can't even say it with a straight face. So with all the editing, which you'll never see what's on the floor and how they pieced it all together, comes this little nugget.
When you look at what's happened over the last week, was it a failure of intelligence, planning, execution, or judgment?
Look, I don't think it was a failure. Look, it was a simple choice, George. When the Taliban, let me put it another way.
Yeah, help us.
When you had the government of Afghanistan, the leader of that government getting in a plane and taking off and going to another country, when you saw the significant collapse of the Afghan troops we had trained, up to 300,000 of them, just leaving their equipment and taking off. That was, that's what happened. That's simply what happened.
Yeah, that's simply what happened. Of course, you need a little more context of how that happened. Did that happen because we stopped contractors, 2,500 contractors who were getting paid to service airplanes and service and fuel and take care of and support the air support of the military, of the Afghan military? And this was how they were able to keep the Taliban at bay. And when they left, those contractors left, that maybe it was like, this was the way we've been stopping them from coming in, is by air cover. And we don't have that anymore because you can't fly planes unless you have people to repair them and service them and maintenance on them. I'd like a little more context. When it comes to people getting on a plane and leaving the country, is that because they're surrounded and because, again, being led into these areas like Kabul and certain... I need more context. But to suggest that, and again, this devastating piece of art, I'm sorry, there's so much, but this is devastating again from the interview.
But we've all seen the pictures. We've seen those hundreds of people packed into a C-17. We've seen Afghans falling.
That was 4 days ago, 5 days ago.
What did you think when you first saw those pictures?
Just stop. That was 4 or 5 days ago. First of all, at the time of the interview, it wasn't 4 or 5 days ago. It was 2 days ago at the time of the interview. The second part about that is, that's your answer? Your answer isn't how horrific it is to see people falling from planes trying to cling on for life, literally for life, in wheel wells of aircraft, and how horrific that is. Your answer is, that was 5 days ago. That's old news. That's your answer? And again, it goes back to the story. What about this? The Contingency and Crisis Response Bureau, it was designed to, quote, handle medical, diplomatic, logistical support concerning Americans overseas. The State Department, under the leadership of Biden and Anthony Blinken, paused the Bureau earlier in the year with notification being officially signed just months ago. An official State Department document from the desk of the Deputy Secretary of State McKeon, obtained by the National Pulse, outlines his recommendations to discontinue the Bureau. It was put together during the Trump era to ensure that there would be operations to keep Americans safe during crisis. You're in a crisis zone like Afghanistan. A plan in place to evacuate, to take care of things medically, diplomatically, and logistically. A plan, something that the administration right now never had. How could they not? Even the former president had a plan on this. Even the former president, the one that we're told, well, you know, fill in the blank, of every lie, of every hoax, down from every bureaucracy, whether it's the FBI, CIA, and others. And yeah, there's even a story about John Durham and, you know, looking into the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, and that we should be ready because soon we might have some names, actual names of individuals involved, and calling those people out by name. Not that there might be any arrests, but there'd be a lot of shaming, and there would be a lot of high-level individuals whose names will be out there as being called out in John Durham's work finally. And that's an important piece to all of this, to see who was involved in it. But to know that there was a president who was looking at this and the possibility of something like this taking place and having a plan, to only a few months later finding out a new administration comes in, cancels this, basically, to be able to provide plans for safe and quick evacuations of Americans out of crisis zones, and then to claim that they had no plan, shows you a couple of different things. Number one, it shows you how politics are at play in everything. If a former president has a really good plan to save and help Americans in crisis, and you just throw it out because Trump, that should be called out and recognized. And the other part of it is, yeah, we need more than your answers on this, Joe Biden and the military and everyone else. And we need receipts. We need to see why it is you didn't have a plan, if one was already there. We need to see why all of this is taking place and how you could not at all believe that this would be the case. Could you have handled it better?
So you don't think this could have been handled, this actually could have been handled better in any way? No mistakes?
No, I don't think it could have been handled in a way that we're going to go back in hindsight and look, but the idea that somehow there's a way to have gotten out without chaos ensuing, I don't know how that happens.
I don't know. Maybe if you would have kept this Trump-era contingency plan in place, and you would have kept the Contingency and Crisis Response Bureau. The Contingency and Crisis Response Bureau. It's in the name. Maybe if you would have kept that alive, and maybe you would have had your answer. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go to there to watch and subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate you doing that as well. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. There she is. It's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Heading out right now through Collier County. Still watching a crash with injuries on Golden Gate Boulevard and 17th Street Southwest, right near the Estates Library. Not causing much in the way of delays any longer, but injuries reported there at that crash scene. So watch out for deputies and some flashing lights. Just be cautious out there. Also in North Fort Myers, we have a crash on Pine Island Road at Woodward Avenue with a right-hand lane blocked off, causing slowdowns westbound, especially between Business 41 and US 41, traveling along Pine Island, heading out of North Fort Myers toward Cape Coral. Looking good along 75. We do have delays building on Daniels right near the interstate, close to Treeline Avenue, and then also on Daniels near JetBlue Park out toward the Gateway area. Busy on State Road 82 and Gunnery Road through Lehigh 23rd Street Southwest, seeing delays right off of Gunnery heading towards Sunshine. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A dry start to the day with spotty thunderstorms developing for this afternoon. Look for below average rain chances as we head into the end of the work week, though we will be looking at these thunderstorms popping up for some areas each and every afternoon. Temperatures back into the middle 90s today, a high near 95 degrees with a high of 94 for your Friday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
License number CCC 1333045.
Storm safety starts at the top. When the wind and rain come, count on Crown Residential Services to make certain your roof is storm ready. After all, it should never rain inside your house. Crown offers repairs, replacement, free estimates, and the Crown Guard maintenance program, so you can be prepared and stay prepared. Is your roof ready? Not sure? Count on Crown. Call 855-CROWN-55. That's 855-CROWN-55. Make sure your biggest investment is absolutely protected. Call 855-CROWN-55.
Got chronic joint pain, not having enough success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way, and it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now open in Naples. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak, talking about all new therapies, advanced all-natural regenerative treatments that can not only just give you relief, but also can restore and repair damaged tissue so you can have lasting relief. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with pain are the only ways. You need to learn more about these new biologic therapy solutions. Call now for a free consultation. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. These remarkable treatments increase mobility, decrease pain, and help restore tissue. They actually encourage your body to heal itself. Call now and learn more about these restorative, regenerative, and revolutionary alternatives. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
The economy's up, unemployment is down, and home sales are on the rise again.
Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Dick.
And I'm Harry.
And we're real estate agents.
Well, it looks like it's that time of year again, where every Tom, Dick, and Harry thinks they can sell real estate.
If you want a qualified and experienced team to sell your home, call the Morrison Renault team with United Real Estate Infinity. Call 239-246-7859. That's 239-246-7859.
We believe in better.
a better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
With the help of Cheerios Oat Crunch Almond, I get everyone's morning started with a smile. It has a delicious and hearty combination of the Cheerios you love, whole grain oats, and sliced almonds for an extra crunchy crunch. That's how I set the rhythm for a great day. Look for Cheerios Oat Crunch Almond in your local grocery store.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
We appear to have been sent cans of Frankfurters instead of Frankenfurter wigs. What happened?
The same supplier that we get our party food and our party supplies from, and I don't know whether there might have been a typo or some miscommunication, but instead of Frankenfurter wigs, we've got Frankfurters. 52, Tim?
52?
Yeah, which is a lot of sausage.
It's a lot of...
I don't know what to do with it.
All right, Jake is like, I have no idea what this is. And probably a lot of you are thinking the same thing. A theater in England tried to order a bunch of Rocky Horror Picture Show wigs, but got hot dogs instead. They wanted Dr. Frankenfurter wigs. That's Tim Curry's character in the movie, but they filed the order and they thought they meant Frankfurters. You have no idea what Rocky Horror Picture Show is.
No idea.
It's very simple to understand. Worst movie ever made in history. People used to mock it and do funny things during it because it was so silly. And it became like a cult classic. And now you can't go through a Halloween without somebody wanting to set up a theater to do that. It's just a... It's almost better off that we didn't even do this segment.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
You've heard it before. We beat the competition. So many businesses say that now. But how many companies actually ask you to call the competition and then compare their windows to Window World windows? We will come into your home, or you can come to our showroom, and we'll give you an honest, fair, free estimate of what it would take to upgrade your windows to more energy-efficient windows. No tricks, no high pressure. We want you happy with your new windows, not feeling like you were forced into buying them.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. We offer you top quality windows at the best price available with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business.
If something goes wrong with your new windows, we'll fix it, even if the neighborhood kids accidentally hit a baseball through it or anything else. Window World quality windows, great price. Even hurricane-rated impact windows are available to offer an increased level of security to your home. Call Window World today. Window World, simply the best for less.
Ty Lassiter here, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. I think we can all admit that our origin has a lot of importance in what we will become. Many of you didn't originate from Florida, but you have come here, and that choice has altered your path for the rest of your life, especially how much taxes you pay if you came here from the Northeast. So what is Key City Capital's origin? Why did we choose to move to Southwest Florida? Our mission is to connect capital to wealth through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors. For over 10 years, we have never missed a monthly interest payment to our partners, and we have never lost a penny of our investors' capital. That is history you can build and rely on.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments, call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. President Biden responding to questions about his deadline to evacuate Americans in Afghanistan.
There's American citizens left. We're going to stay till we get them all out.
Telling ABC News U.S. troops will remain in Kabul to evacuate Americans, even if it means extending the mission past August 31st.
Next week, the House Foreign Affairs Committee is getting ready to hold a hearing on all things Afghanistan. And we know that the president's also been reaching out to other world leaders. He's going to be speaking with G7 leaders soon to talk about those ongoing humanitarian needs.
Fox's Mark Meredith. Meanwhile, more violence as pockets of resistance crop up in Afghanistan. The son of a slain Afghan war hero pledging to hold out against the Taliban. And expect more selling at the open on Wall Street, with investors skittish about the Fed possibly pulling back on economic stimulus. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning, heading out right now through Collier County. Still watching a crash with injuries on Golden Gate Boulevard and 17th Street Southwest, right near the Estates Library. Not causing much in the way of delays any longer, but injuries reported there at that crash scene. So watch out for deputies and some flashing lights. Just be cautious out there. Also in North Fort Myers, we have a crash on Pine Island Road at Woodward Avenue with a right-hand lane blocked off, causing slowdowns westbound, especially between Business 41 and US 41, traveling along Pine Island, heading out of North Fort Myers toward Cape Coral. Looking good along 75. We do have delays building on Daniels right near the interstate, close to Treeline Avenue, and then also on Daniels near JetBlue Park out toward the Gateway area. Busy on State Road 82 and Gunnery Road through Lehigh 23rd Street Southwest, seeing delays right off of Gunnery heading towards Sunshine. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. Well, we're getting closer to the weekend, and as we end out the work week, look for some below-average rain chances. Dry for the first half of the day with some thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, though we will be a little bit more hit or miss in nature as we start to see some drier air move in aloft. Still a hot one for today. Temperatures push to 95 degrees. The heat index ranging between 102 to 109 degrees for this afternoon. Dry as we head into your Thursday night. Friday off to another dry, muggy start with a low near 77 degrees and a high of 94 degrees for your Friday afternoon, with more spotty afternoon storms in the forecast. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need, the hosts you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Do you want to know a secret? I know more about air conditioning than a lot of the so-called technicians in this business, and I'm just a kid. Kobe Cooling is voted the best AC company year after year because we use real NATE certified mechanics and not sales techs. We give you the best trained team in South Florida on every call. Don't take a chance with your indoor comfort and air quality. Call us at Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
You finally reached your savings goal, but how much will you really spend in retirement? Basic question. But more than 1/3 of retirees underestimated their spending. And you know taxes will impact what you've set aside. You're smart enough to know you don't have all the answers. You're also smart enough to know where to get help. It's time to put things in order with a fee-only fiduciary. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com. One team, one plan, one fee. Annex Wealth Management.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
All right, let's see here. Paying more for trades?
F.
F?
No high-pressure sales tactics. F minus. Yikes.
What is this?
Oh, hey, Marty, just looking over your report card here.
What is this and who?
From your customers. Doesn't look good, buddy.
Give me a break, pal, okay?
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's back-to-school sales event, everyone gets an A+ in savings, trade-in values, and credit approval.
And, grades don't mean anything, all right?
Judging by your empty showroom, I beg to differ. Marty, report to the principal's office for a meeting with your parents.
Get back to school savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Plus $500 cash back for school supplies. And teachers get an additional $1,000 off any vehicle in stock. And our goal, 100% credit approval.
Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers on selected stock models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Must present teacher ID for offer. See dealer for complete details. Expires 8/31/21.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there to watch and subscribe to the podcast. We do appreciate you doing that. Boy, I'd like to take a minute to heap some well-deserved praise on Congressman Byron Donalds for a couple of different things that he is doing and being involved, certainly in the community and at a federal level. And I just wish he was with us right now so I can do that in person. Oh, look, here he is. It's Congressman Donalds. Hey, good morning.
Hey, Drew. Doing good, man. Good morning. How you doing?
Good. Hey, a couple of things I wanted to mention to you. First of all, a big appreciation to you for being there at the Lee County School Board meeting, because I'm telling you, there are a lot of concerned citizens here in Southwest Florida concerned about their kids, certainly about their health, but definitely about the issues of mandates. And when you're there, it's very important because people want to see you and know you're involved in this and your thoughts and feelings on it. And it was a very powerful moment there. So just, I know a lot of people were saying that if you have a chance to let him know their appreciation. So thanks to you for showing up there. It was, there's a lot of work that people are trying to get done here with whether it's CRT or whether it's mandates. And so a big thank you for being there.
Man, absolutely. I got into politics, through the Tea Party movement. I don't think a lot of people really know that. So, a lot of these issues, even though, obviously, I got a job to do in D.C., they still are important to me. And so when I can, I just want to make sure I'm there, doing what I think is also part of my job, which is, trying to represent the positions that a lot of people hold in our community and in our area. So.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. And we're going to get into some other things as well that I want to thank you for, which is being involved and being here and taking people's questions and town halls and the like and making sure that you're present. It's for the longest time, that was a big concern. It's just being present and hearing from the constituents, hearing what they have to say on a lot of different issues that we'll get to in just a second. But give me a little bit of your thoughts. Yeah, you just have to tell me what you thought about hearing Joe Biden yesterday, walking up and talking about this governor and mask mandates and the issues of vaccines and the like, and then walking away from the podium and once again not taking any questions with regard to Afghanistan. A horrible sight once again on top of everything we're seeing. Your thoughts?
Well, look, I was working out. I was at home. I was working out. The report came that he was going to the podium, so I had it on. which I never do, but I turned it on because I wanted. This is how important it was to see what he was going to do.
Right.
The second he just finished talking and walked away, I was just dumbfounded. I mean, this is not even incompetent leadership. I think I tweeted this. This is not incompetent leadership. This is no leadership. Like, I mean, and let me go back. And for the people who, you know, in our area who are Democrats, who are independents, this is not partisanship here. I will give this credit to Barack Obama. Even Obama would have stood at that podium and answered questions because he understood it is the job of the commander-in-chief. It is the job of the president of the United States to actually lead, even when times are tough, even when it doesn't look good for you. You have to do that. Donald Trump, we already know. He would have been at that podium for an hour answering press questions to the point where his staff would have been like, please come on, please come on. And this is what staff does. Staff is always trying to stop the reporters dead in their tracks. So for people who think that, oh, well, you know, this is his staff is running him. The staff does this for every president. The staff does it for every senator, every governor, every congressman. You, as the elected official, can blow through your staff anytime you want to and say, no, I'm taking all these questions. And they're staff. They're there for you, not the other way around. So for this president, frankly, I don't even know what to call him anymore, but for this president to not stand in front of the world and A, own what he's done, B, have solutions for what's going on right now, and C, just stand there and take every single question. But he wants to talk about Ron DeSantis and masks in schools. This guy is a joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is no leadership at all. As a country, we have no leadership. And for that matter, I haven't heard from Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer loves talking all about spending money and leading with our values. I haven't heard from him.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi's put out 2 incoherent statements that make no sense at all. And where is the greatest vice president in the history of the world? The person who's supposed to be breaking barriers. Nobody's seen her in a week. This is a catastrophe of leadership in our country.
Yeah, and listen, I'm also concerned about some of the answers from the military. I'm concerned about some of the answers from the defense secretary. Even the hint, the sniff, the suggestion that there might be an issue with getting Americans out of there and to not be able to do it is unacceptable. It's unacceptable at every level, and to have him say that is an outrage.
Look, I'm gonna for Milley and the Secretary of Defense, you know, the Secretary of State, Blinken. I mean, these guys, in my view, have had poor judgment on this entire situation this entire year, even going back to how we pulled out of Bagram. But the one thing we don't really know, and you can't, they will not answer this question, Drew, because the one thing about you know, career guys and people who are agency heads and secretaries, they're not going to overstep the president. Yeah. Joe Biden has to answer hard questions about what his advisors told him. What did he decide to do? When did he make these decisions? Why did he make these decisions? Why did he abandon Bagram Airfield? Only Joe Biden can answer those questions. So you're throwing these guys out like the National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan. He's standing up there with marbles in his mouth and can't answer a straight question because the commander-in-chief refuses to answer questions publicly. So that's why this thing looks like a complete and utter disaster, because the person in charge won't actually stand up and answer questions. This is like, you remember the Super Bowl a couple years ago? This is like when the Atlanta Falcons blew like the 3-touchdown lead. This is like the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons at the time not going to the podium and answer questions. And then the media is supposed to question the players and question the other assistant coaches. They're looking at their leader like, hey, where are you? You're the top guy. You're the guy in huddle saying this is what we're going to do and this is what we're going to do. You're making the calls. You got to answer for this stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give those guys a pass, but they can't go out there and lead the country when the person who's elected to lead the country is nowhere to be found.
Hey, to your point, I might even make the case that it might even be like the Atlanta coach not showing up to the podium after that disastrous loss in the Super Bowl, and then 3 days later showing up and talking about how much he hates soccer. Like completely changing the subject altogether. And then coming out and talking about masks and vaccines. Like, how do you even go there? Because you're trying to avoid it, right?
Incompetent.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
He's incompetent. He's not a leader. And listen, for the people in our community, I know they exist. They are Republicans who had their feelings about Donald Trump. They were tired of tweets. Leadership is a matter of consequence. Joe Biden has never proved, ever, at any point in his political career, which is longer than I've been on the planet Earth, he's never proven to be a leader. We all know he's never proven to be a leader.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing it and having to pay the price as an American people. And this is not just Afghanistan, Drew. This is Afghanistan. This is our southern border, which is still wide open, which he has not taken care of. This is also our economy. This knucklehead wants to spend $5 trillion. He just blew up Afghanistan, and we're going to give him $5 trillion of money we don't really have. We don't have the money, but we're going to give it to him because he's saying it's going to build back better. This guy has never been right. Well, and unfortunately, too many people gave him the keys to the kingdom because they were upset with mean tweets.
Well, I love I love that you brought that up because I want to get to that in just a second about the issues of the $5 trillion. But before I do that, I talked about this breaking news from yesterday from the National Pulse talking about how the Trump era plan, the Contingency and Crisis Response Bureau that was there to evacuate Americans in crisis zones ahead of the Afghanistan disaster. And what did this administration do? It decided to cancel it. It halted this plan. They had a plan in place to suggest that Donald Trump, with all the things that he was talking about, with the issues of the Taliban and pulling out of Afghanistan, there was a Contingency and Crisis Response Bureau that's sole job was to make sure that there would be safe and quick evacuations. It was there to handle medical, diplomatic, and logistical support concerning Americans overseas. And the Biden administration decided to shut it down. So there were people already talking about it and having plans in place. So it just shows you, again, how politics play and how feckless this White House is on top of it. So just putting that out there. But I did want to get to that because you brought it up, the trillions of dollars here and what this administration wants to spend. Does that mean now, can we have some hope that there might be even some Democrats that might be on board and say, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, we're not doing this. This is not the time to start. We're not going to start talking about this when we have an administration who has to answer to what happened in Afghanistan and won't do it. I mean, could there be maybe a sea change in people's view in D.C.? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I definitely think it's possible, without a doubt. There is major issues in the Democrat leadership right now because the world now sees there is no such thing as Democrat leadership. And so you have moderate Democrats that are trying to keep their seats. They can't tie themselves to Joe Biden. All of this was predicated on his credibility. His credibility has been destroyed. And so I think there's a real possibility in the House to stop this because the progressive Democrats, the squad in them, they still want all the money. Yeah. So that's why they're not saying a word about any of this. They're quiet because they just want all the money to go about doing all the domestic stuff that they want to do. But I think there's a real shot to do this. One of the key things we got to make sure we do on my side of the aisle, the Republican side of the aisle, is keep all the Republicans in line, which I think is significantly easier now than it was 72 hours ago. And so I think it's definitely possible to defeat that infrastructure bill, which means you defeat the budget reconciliation bill. Last word I heard is now Nancy Pelosi's trying to put Afghan relief into budget reconciliation as a sweetener for us to vote for it. This is the kind of crap that goes on in D.C. But no, that's going to be a no vote from me and a no vote from virtually, I don't want to speak for the entire Republican conference, but the entire Republican conference should be voting no on that. But I will tell you, to your point about plans, the left spent a year, and media, by the way, talking about how Donald Trump had no plans and Joe Biden had all of them. The exact opposite has actually been the case. Yeah. Joe Biden's never had a plan for anything. It's all platitudes. Even CNN this morning is talking about where's the plan. All we're getting is platitudes, and that's not good enough. And I talked to somebody very high up in the Trump administration 2 days ago about all of this, and they said we had a plan for all this stuff. There were hard lines in the negotiations with the Taliban, and they said if they witnessed what was happening here, there would have been a full stop on any withdrawal out of Afghanistan.
Yeah. All right, Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, before we go, we've talked about this in the past for as long as we've known each other, many years, and we constantly talked about how important it would be representing Southwest Florida to be here in town in person, town halls, to be around to answer people's questions, showing up at school board meetings. I mean, being here for the community when possible, and how important that is as a representative. And I know that next week we have an important date that we have to talk about in an event, because you're going to be doing just that.
Yeah, we're going to have a town hall next week. I believe the date is Thursday. We had to move it because they're calling us back to D.C. for this infrastructure vote. But I believe it's next Thursday. It is at the Estero Community Center in Estero. It's going to be an open event for all constituents to come, ask questions, vent, even if you want to yell, like, I'm good, I could take it. One of the things I noticed about elected officials, they want to get elected, but they can't take it when constituents are upset and they start yelling.
Right.
Listen, these lights are hot. If you can't take the heat, get out.
Yeah.
Because you have a responsibility when you are elected, is that you got to take on all questions, all times, from all people, from all sides of politics. And if you're going to be an elected official, you got to deal with it. Sorry. Sidebar for all elected officials. But that being said, we're going to do a town hall meeting, Drew. We're going to be putting that out through social media. It's going to be next Thursday. I'm definitely committing. That's the date. And that we're going to be there, and we'll answer all questions from the community.
All right. Excellent. Yeah. And I'm going to be pushing it because I want to make sure that people show up. And just like Congressman Donald said, listen, he's ready for it. The good, the bad, the ugly. That's his job. That's what he's going to be ready for. And look, and he's going to make sure that he brings the receipts too. So make sure you do as well. You've got something, a comment to say. Make sure you're ready, because these are the kind of things that we've asked many times in the past. That if we're going to have somebody representing us here in Southwest Florida, you need to be here, you need to be present, you need to show up, and Congressman Donalds is doing just that. So next week at the Estero Rec Center, 9200 Corkscrew Palms Boulevard, I think 6 p.m. is the time on that. But we'll be pushing it all week and certainly all next week to make sure that we get a big crowd, because it's important. All right, Congressman, appreciate you, and we'll talk soon, okay?
All right. Thanks, Drew.
All right. See ya. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. All right, let's do it. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Listen, I know you've been waiting to play all week, so let's do it. Let's take caller number 5 right now. Have a little bit of fun. Kind of lay things off to the side a little bit and just get our noggins cooking. That's a really disgusting visual. Just think. We'll just play Drew's College. That's it. Caller number 5 right now, 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good Thursday morning. The morning could be getting busy out there right now. We have a crash we're watching in North Fort Myers at Bayshore Road and Old Bridge Road. Another with a right lane blocked off on Pine Island Road at Woodward Avenue, seeing westbound delays because of that. Possible injuries with both of those crashes. Another crash getting cleared up on Corkscrew Road at 6L's Farm Road, right near the place at Corkscrew, east of I-75. And a crash in eastern Lehigh near East Lee County High School along Thomas Sherwin Ave. That's right off of Bell Boulevard, just south of Milwaukee. Also have a crash we're watching in Collier County near Golden Gate High School along Titan Way. Not seeing any injuries or roadblock there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A dry start to the day with spotty thunderstorms developing for this afternoon. Look for below average rain chances as we head into the end of the work week, though we will be looking at these thunderstorms popping up for some areas each and every afternoon. Temperatures back into the middle 90s today, a high near 95 degrees with a high of 94 for your Friday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day that could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a fast and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Or ask about our best deal on a gig speed bundle with a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more. Offer requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay through My Account. Ends 9/19/21. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and 1 voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change.
Listen, you've heard me talk about my friends at Pentair Water Solutions, right? Pelican Water is now Pentair Water Solutions. The pros, you've got water issues. We all have. You live in Southwest Florida. Of course you have an issue with your water, whether it's Wells City, you know you do. The chlorine, skin and hair drying out, and faucets and shower glass all over. You understand all of this. But there's something that you can do about it. It's a big difference with the Pentair water test. They use the same equipment as the EPA so that you can see the results. They print out right in front of you. You get a recommendation that you can trust. I'm telling you, they've got this handled. And it's for you and your family, and you know how important it is. You're going to love the Pentair factory direct price. Big difference. With Pentair, there's never any sales pressure. And it's so easy to find out what's in your home's water. So why not call now and find out? Get your free digital Pentair water test today. 239-880-7799. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every single faucet, and so is your family. Book online if you'd like at pentair.com/FortM. That's pentair.com/FortM.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Nick. Nick's in Fort Myers. Hey, Nick.
Hey, good morning, Drew. How you doing?
Great. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Nick, can you tell us, you don't see this person very often, but the vice president right now of the United States, who is it again?
Kamala Harris.
That's correct. Okay. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if we get a bachelor's degree on this question. Who was the former governor of the state of Florida who ran against Donald Trump for the 2016 presidential nomination?
That'd be, Governor Scott.
No, it's Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush.
What is wrong with me?
I don't know. You okay? It's a little, okay. All right, well, let's freshen up. All right, how about this question? Let's go with this one. In 1990, George H.W. Bush was president of the United States. Who was the vice president then? Remember we were.
Oh my gosh!
Remember we were washing up and starting over again. 1990, George H.W. Bush, and then there's that other guy, Bush and
Dole.
No, it's actually Dan Quayle. Dan Quayle.
Oh, Quayle! Oh my gosh, I am totally flunking.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. But they make quails make tasty eggs. That's something to remember. All right. Let's just go for this one. Bachelor's degree. What's the supreme law of the land? The supreme law of the land here is the
Constitution.
All right. See, big comeback. That's all you got to do. That's it, Nick. It's very simple. You start off a little rough. You're rough.
I hope my son wasn't listening.
You know what? Let's hope not either. But you can tell, and just ask him if he listened to the show, and if he said no, you say, "Wow, you should have heard me. I was on the air, and boy, was I impressive."
Bad.
or honesty. Honesty is really the best policy.
He'll see right through me.
Oh,
He's 17 years old, and he sees it all.
Yeah, I get it. All right, well,
his head on straight.
That's good. I appreciate you, Nick. I appreciate you.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
This is 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News, Right All Along. On the radio, on your smart speaker, and online at rightallalong.net.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $59 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
At Lamps Plus, we believe your home should be a celebration of you. As the nation's largest lighting retailer, Lamps Plus offers an incredible selection of lighting, furniture, and home decor that are sure to bring out your unique style. We help customers just like you every day beautify their indoor and outdoor spaces, and at the flip of a switch, see their home in a whole new light. Because if you can dream it, you should have it. There are infinite possibilities to bring your home to life at Lamps Plus, including custom order on-demand pieces that match your personal taste and color preference. Select from over 50,000 styles from top designer brands, including Uttermost, with a huge assortment of table lamps, floor lamps, chandeliers, and mirrors to add elegance and style to any room in your home. And now, Lamps Plus offers free shipping on all orders. Yep, free. For up to 50% off selected designs, go to lampsplus.com/Fox News now. That's lampsplus.com/Fox News for up to 50% off. Shop Lamps Plus and let yourself shine.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
We've got it busy out there right now. We have a crash we're watching in North Fort Myers at Bayshore Road and Old Bridge Road. Another with a right lane blocked off on Pine Island Road at Woodward Avenue, seeing westbound delays because of that. Possible injuries with both of those crashes. Another crash getting cleared up on Corkscrew Road at 6L's Farm Road, right near the place at Corkscrew, east of I-75. And a crash in eastern Lehigh near East Lee County High School along Thomas Sherwin Ave. That's right off of Bell Boulevard, just south of Milwaukee. Also have a crash we're watching in Collier County near Golden Gate High School along Titan Way. Not seeing any injuries or roadblock there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. Well, we're getting closer to the weekend, and as we end out the work week, look for some below-average rain chances. Dry for the first half of the day with some thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, though it will be a little bit more hit or miss in nature as we start to see some drier air move in aloft. Still a hot one for today. Temperatures push to 95 degrees. The heat index range between 102 to 109 degrees for this afternoon. Dry as we head into your Thursday night. Friday off to another dry, muggy start with a low near 77 degrees and a high of 94 degrees for your Friday afternoon with more spotty afternoon storms in the forecast. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Does 92.5 Fox News have a live stream? You bet. Go to rightallalong.net.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The moment you fire up a Gator UTV, the engine has your full attention. The completed job is on the horizon, and the trail meets its match. Just like that, you made short work of a long to-do list. Run with us on a John Deere Gator UTV. With effortless four-wheel drive at the flip of a switch and our smoothest shifting transmission yet. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere Gator for more.
While things like groceries and healthcare have gotten more expensive, at FPL what you pay for energy has gone down 10% in the last 15 years. That's reliable, clean energy at a lower price for all of us. See how at fpl.com/value.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching the program at DrewSteele.com and subscribing to the podcast. There's a link right there on DrewSteele.com that you can go to subscribe. And just type in Drew Steele into any of your favorite podcast locations. We appreciate you listening. Hey, coming up, I think I have another example of how we, and I personally, will continue to push, and how maybe we should continue collectively to push for cameras and microphones in schools. And it's not just for the reasons that you're thinking. It's not just fighting back against critical race theory that doesn't exist until you find out it does exist, and you find out that unions are going to fight it all the way, and then you find out there are school board members who say we can't be a world-class school district without critical race theory, and of course they're a liberal Democrat. But there are other reasons that I could give you. So if you're one of those people that says, no, I'm not doing this because critical race theory doesn't exist, it's not worth it for all of that, the stress on teachers. Well, what if I were to tell you that maybe there's some teachers here locally in Southwest Florida, especially, and across the country, that are pretty stressed out as it is, to the point where they're starting to say things to individuals on the street, which makes you wonder what they've said on the street if they bring that into a classroom. And what if I were to tell you that, for example, there is a teacher in town who we find out has been relieved of their duty, I guess, at a Collier County school, that said some things to some people on the street that makes you question what they were saying in the classroom. And maybe the only way to find out and protect kids, even some of the most vulnerable, is to hear and see what they're doing. Just another example of how we want to protect the kids. You do want to protect kids, don't you? I mean, many of you want mask mandates in schools. I'd say cameras and microphones in classrooms would be quite the protection in a lot of different ways. And I'm going to explain that in just a second, because it's kind of a big deal. We'll get to it. In the meantime, a lot of other things that people are talking about with this administration, with the military, and some of the things we heard yesterday. I'm sure that the Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and General Milley, the very woke General Milley, Joint Chiefs of Staff, who wants to make sure that everybody understands their white rage and, the concerns that happen in the military that don't have to do with anything on the battlefield, but really have to do with, relationships and how people feel about each other and, social justice and the like. It's a good thing he's concentrating on that, because you'd hate to think what could possibly happen in a place like Afghanistan if there were some situations happening and you were maybe ill-prepared because you were too busy concentrating on other things. I'm not saying that happened, but boy, that would be awful. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin being asked about Americans in Afghanistan after everything that has happened, transpired. We all see it unfolding right before our eyes. And boy, do we have a lot of questions. And some of those questions have to do with evacuating stranded Americans in Afghanistan. Nothing to see here. Everything's fine.
Do you have the capability to go out and collect Americans?
We don't have the capability to go out and collect up large numbers of people, Barb.
We don't have the capacity or the ability to collect large amounts of Americans, of people there. You would think if you had a contingency plan, like the former president of the United States had a contingency plan to find out a ways medically and logistically to get Americans out of crisis zones like Donald Trump did and the former president, only to find out that the Biden administration, as soon as they took office, decided to disband that group, disband the Contingency and Crisis Response Bureau. Then it's of no surprise to anyone that maybe you're not ready. You could have been. There was a president before you that had plans. But what else did the defense secretary say yesterday upon questions about Americans and the safety of those at the airport?
But that doesn't answer the question. I mean, you're still saying you're focused on the airfield. These people can't get into the airfield.
Well, we're going to do everything we can to continue to try to deconflict and create passageways for them to get to the airfield. I don't have the capability to go out and extend operations currently into Kabul. And where do you take that? I mean, how far can you extend into Kabul? You know, and how long does it take to flow those forces in to be able to do that?
So it sounds like you're saying this depends on diplomacy with the Taliban. That's it. That's our only option, is getting them to agree to do this.
Well, let me add something here, Helene.
And a bewildered, speechless Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin standing there, not knowing what to say after that, only for General Milley to pop in and try to save the day. Feckless. Lost, no idea what to do. Questions that should have been answered before anything happened in Afghanistan, and somebody's to blame here. Joe Biden doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to walk away from podiums and talk about mask mandates and how the federal government's coming after you and making sure that you're going to be specifically in nursing homes. You're all going to have to be vaccinated, and Medicaid and Medicare recipients. Yeah, you know, because the federal government pays for all of that. And so because we're paying for you, we're going to make sure that you're doing. I wonder how many other things the government pays for. And when they do, that there are demands upon those individuals that maybe would be, I don't know, outside of the ideas of freedom and liberty. I don't know. We'll get to that in just a second, what Joe Biden said. But again, feckless, lost. How could you not know and not have an answer to having to deal with the Taliban? You're going to go to them and ask them, hey, please, can you help us out? The Taliban has no interest in helping us out. All they're going to do is lie. We've seen it time and time again. The State Department is like, listen, you know, we've got a strongly worded letter to the Taliban demanding that they protect women's rights. I mean, we are making a strongly worded letter. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. A strongly worded letter. The same State Department who asked yesterday wanted to know an answer to this question. Listen. Wait a minute. Let me, forgive me. Let me start this again. I couldn't hear that. Could you hear that? I couldn't hear that. Let me just double check. I got the audio right here. Oh, nope. I don't have the audio. Could you hear that? Could you hear what was being said? Yeah, it was kind of difficult to hear. Oh, goodness. I was hoping I was going to be able to play that. But upon asking, you know, what is the message to China? What is the message to our allies? What's the message to the world with regard to what is happening and what people are seeing? I think here was the answer. Is this it? Let's see. Nope. Can't hear it. What happened? Oh, maybe people are hearing it. I don't know. I thought I had that audio. Anyway. State Department spokesperson Ned Price, when asked about China and other countries, the world looking at us, and what's the answer to them when it comes to our partners, not China, but partners around the world, what we would say to them after seeing everything that's happening. And in Afghanistan. And I'm quoting his answer: "Is our message to all of our partners around the world is clearly reflected in our actions over the past few decades and now." That is a pretty weak answer by the State Department. So you can see by our actions that don't you worry about it. We're still your partner. Anyway, again, other people have brought this up. I know Mark Levin has brought this up on a few occasions. Maybe we talk impeachment. Maybe we talk about the impeachment of a president of the United States. I don't know, 25th Amendment. Here we go. You know how the Democrats love to do that against Donald Trump. Republicans have enough spine to maybe even have this discussion to kind of push this issue out there, like the Democrats pushed against Donald Trump, or we just, no. We don't have to talk about that. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can watch and subscribe to the podcast there. All right, let me get to this story that I brought up a little earlier. According to some local news stories, a woman caught on camera yelling racist insults at a mother and kids was placed on administrative leave by the Collier County School District. Did you hear about this? According to the staff email directory, this individual, employed as an exceptional student education specialist at Laley Elementary School, was caught on video mocking children behind a camera in the Kings Lake neighborhood there in Naples, where she's screaming, your son must be special ed. And I don't even want to fill in the words, but saying some pretty awful things to this family and their kids. It all started when the kids were on a walk and approached a walking path designed for residents along Kings Lake Boulevard. She started blaring her horn for like 10 seconds, rolls the window down, starts yelling out the window that they couldn't walk on the pathway, and then it got ugly from there. Now, I'm bringing this up because we find out that it's a Collier County a school district employee who's working with exceptional students, the ESE specialist at Laley Elementary. And she's on video, and a lot of it I can't play, but just screaming and mocking the family and the kids and saying, and a lot of F-bombs and a lot of words dropping. And the reason why I bring this story up is because what I mentioned earlier. Listen, we're concerned about critical race theory in our schools. We're concerned about the diversity, equity, and inclusion, social justice, all of these catchphrases that are being used, all under critical race theory. That's what this is, separating our kids by race, and hearing how from students and some parents about how teachers are doing this and how we've had enough and the issue's not going away. And just because we're talking about it like the border, just because we're not talking about it, doesn't mean it's stopped, even the issues along the border. When we come to find out from Chris Rufo, who has been doing incredible work, if you follow him on Twitter, he's a writer and filmmaker, and he's a senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute on critical race theory. And we come to find out that Bank of America is teaching employees that the United States is a system of white supremacy, promoting the abolishment of the police, and instructs workers to decolonize their minds and become woke at work. A whistleblower document will shock you. I'm reading from the Twitter account. Bank of America and the United Way implemented a race re-education program called United in Action, encouraging employees to participate in Racial Equity 21-Day Challenge built on the principles of critical race theory and intersectionality. Another word to look out for, intersectionality. On day one, Bank of America teaches employees that the United States is a racialized society that uses race to establish and justify systems of power, privilege, disenfranchisement, and oppression, which gives privileges to white people. I'm reading it from his Twitter account, but the receipts are there. It's all laid out. You can see it for yourself. But it doesn't exist. It's not happening. Well, it's certainly not happening in our schools. And we'll talk more about this in the coming days, because this hasn't stopped. This is happening at places that you shop, places that you bank, all kinds of different businesses under the guise of we're doing this because we're trying to be anti-racists. But I've talked about this before. We're concerned about what's going on in the classroom. I want to see what's happening. I think we should have cameras and we should have microphones in every classroom in every district in the state of Florida. And I'm going to push to do some kind of legislation, and we should be doing that, to have that be the case. Oh, over critical race theory that doesn't exist? Really? No, not just that. But here's another thing. You got a woman who was caught on camera yelling these insults at a mother and her kids. She's placed on administrative leave by the Collier County School District. There's video of her and what she's done. There's a lot of video of some of the awful things that she's done in the community, apparently, according to this news article. And there's all kinds of examples outside of the school. And one of the points that was made in this article is, what was she doing in her classroom? She's employed as an exceptional student education specialist at Lely Elementary School. What goes on in that class? How would you ever know? Well, isn't it about time that we protect kids in the classroom by having cameras and microphones in the classroom to make sure that there aren't teachers like this doing who knows what behind the scenes that we can't see? And maybe students won't say. Well, now we get to see it. So not only do we protect ourselves from critical race theory and hearing teachers and seeing exactly what they're doing, not only do we get to protect kids who could be bullied in schools by their teachers, who could be being affected in a lot of different ways, harmful ways to their education, not only by what they're being taught, but by how they're being taught and the psychological toll that could be taken upon these kids by the way that the teacher's teaching, and now we get to see it. But heck, I might even say that if you're transgender and you're somebody who's worried about being bullied in school and there's issues in the classroom, well, heck, we're protecting you as well. We get to see, we get to hear. We'll find out if it's happening, and we'll find out who's doing it. I say it's a win all around. How about you? 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you listening and subscribing to the podcast. It's right there at the website, too. There's a link for it as well. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News.
Now, you all know
Right,
Cadillac
all
is
along.
synonymous with quality. In fact, it has been the icon of American-made luxury vehicles for over 100 years. Now, DeVoe Cadillac has been in business for over 50 of those years. Now, they serve Southwest Florida as a family-owned and operated business. They've done it the whole time. The DeVoe family has embraced the same commitment to quality that Cadillac represents. Listen, I could drive whatever I like. And guess what? I choose Cadillac again and again and again because I love my Escalade. I really enjoy the comfort. I enjoy the safety, the style. And that's why, let's see, I've already purchased over 10 Cadillacs in my life. And my go-to dealer in Southwest Florida is DeVoe Cadillac. Now, I know they're going to take great care of you and your new Cadillac with expert service from the people who know it best. Get to know our friends at DeVoe Cadillac, your Cadillac dealer right here in Naples.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
You tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Well, listen carefully, because now there are new treatments available here. I'm not talking about surgery or steroids. There are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak talking about QC Kinetics. They're the leader in these exciting biological therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints with lasting results. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hip or back, joint pain that won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Tired of dealing with your joint pain? Want to get moving again? You need to learn more about how biologic therapies are changing the way we think about dealing with joint pain. It's exciting stuff. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices: Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
I work from home, so my home is also my office. And when I'm working, especially since my office is in the back room, I get all of the daytime sunshine. When I'm sitting in my office, I can tell the heat of the day is coming in because it's coming in through my old windows. So one of the benefits I experience directly, day in and day out, is having cooler temperatures in my room as a result of getting Storm Shield windows. My old windows, the heat came in, the room got hot, my air conditioning continued to work harder, and now we don't have any of that.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Oh boy, this isn't good. Fan of baseball, I guess it's the Detroit Tigers. Jack Morris is an announcer. I guess he's a Hall of Fame pitcher. Now he announces for the Detroit Tigers. Shohei Ohtani, who is from Japan, who is getting up to the plate, I guess. And he's talking about Shohei Ohtani. And live, as they're talking about him.
Now what do you do with Shohei Ohtani?
Be very, very careful.
Oh boy. So during the broadcast, Jack Morris said that about Shohei Ohtani. And now I guess he's gone. Is that it? That's right. They're extremely disappointed with his remarks made during last night's Tigers game. He's been suspended indefinitely from Tigers broadcast and undergoing bias training to educate him on the impact of his comments and how he can be a positive influence in a diverse community. We have a zero-tolerance policy for bias or discrimination and deeply apologize for the insensitive remark. There he is, Jack Morris.
Now what do you do with Shohei Ohtani?
Be very, very careful.
All right. Can you not do that? 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele S3Es. Hey, coming up, we got the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35. A lot of people calling, want to comment on Joe Biden, the military, vaccines, mask mandates. Okay, we'll have it all coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all all our great customers. Show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Well, is the little pill working yet?
Men, these days could be a thing of the past. Hello, this is Dr. Lou Spangler at Neogenics. Recent advances in non-surgical treatment for erectile dysfunction, combining high-frequency shockwave therapy with the P-shot, which utilizes platelet-rich plasma, can help restore your virility. These treatments help restore blood flow to the penis and rejuvenate penile tissues, resulting in longer, stronger, firmer, more satisfying erections. Both treatments are simple, in-office procedures, and there is no pain and no downtime. You can resume all normal activities immediately after treatment, including sexual activity. Men, you don't have to suffer anymore. If you have erectile dysfunction or simply want to improve your sexual function, call Neogenics at 239-277-9999 for a free consultation. That's Neogenics at 277-9999. Again, 277-9999.
At Lamps Plus, we believe your home should be a celebration of you. As the nation's largest lighting retailer, Lamps Plus offers an incredible selection of lighting, furniture, and home decor that are sure to bring out your unique style. We help customers just like you every day beautify their indoor and outdoor spaces, and at the flip of a switch, see their home in a whole new light. Because if you can dream it, you should have it. There are infinite possibilities to bring your home to life at Lamps Plus, including custom order on-demand pieces that match your personal taste and color preference. Select from over 50,000 styles from top designer brands, including Uttermost, with a huge assortment of table lamps, floor lamps, chandeliers, and mirrors to add elegance and style to any room in your home. And now, Lamps Plus offers free shipping on all orders. Yep, free. For up to 50% off selected designs, go to lampsplus.com/Fox News now. That's lampsplus.com/Fox News for up to 50% off. Shop Lamps Plus and let yourself shine.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Dealing with a crash right now on Bayshore Road with roadblock right near Old Bridge Road, tracking about 1.5 miles, 2 miles of delays westbound along Bayshore heading through North Fort Myers. We also have a crash we're watching along that stretch of Pine Island Road closer to 41, right near Woodward Avenue with a right-hand lane blocked off. Also have a crash on 41 in Daniels Parkway, delays at all directions through the intersection. One near G. Weaver Hips Elementary and Lehigh Acres on Homestead Road, just north of Taylor Lane Extension. And a crash near East Lee County High School off Thomas Sherwin Avenue, right near Bell Boulevard and Milwaukee Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. Well, we're getting closer to the weekend, and as we end out the work week, look for some below-average rain chances. Dry for the first half of the day with some thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, though it will be a little bit more hit or miss in nature as we start to see some drier air move in aloft. Still a hot one for today. Temperatures push to 95 degrees. The heat index range between 102 to 109 degrees for this afternoon. Dry as we head into your Thursday night. Friday off to another dry, muggy start with a low near 77 degrees and a high of 94 degrees for your Friday afternoon with more spotty afternoon storms in the forecast. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. We're on the phone with our good friend TJ Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And listen, TJ, we know that when you're calling, something big is going on, something special is happening at Floor Meisters. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the almost 1 million square feet of CoreTech inventory on hand. Talk about that.
Yes, I have the biggest selection in Southwest Florida, and I also probably have the biggest stock of CoreTech
got almost 1 million square feet. I'm ordering it every day to keep up with demand and to make sure it's here, ready to go when you need it. I've got trucks rolling in every day. I'm buying for 3 to 4 to 5 months out to make sure you've got it. If you got a contractor who needs some floor and they can't get it, come see me. We probably have it here.
So when it comes to CoreTech, listen, you know where to go. The selection's unbelievable at Floormeisters. And if you're a homeowner, contractor, installer, and you can't find what you're looking for, now's the time to visit their store at 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco or online at floormeisters.com.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
What's up, Southwest Florida? It's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, and I'm reminding you about our new show that airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week, I give you all the information you need to know about your health insurance needs. We also promote local real estate, entertainment, and have a guest host each week. Be sure to tune in live every Saturday at 11 a.m. or download our show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. For more information or a health insurance quote, visit TylerMcCluskey.com.
Join us this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Tyler McCluskey Show, right here on 92.5 Fox News.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
All right, let's see here. Paying more for trades? F.
F?
No high-pressure sales tactics. F minus. Yikes.
What is this?
Oh, hey, Marty, just looking over your report card here.
What is this and who?
From your customers. Doesn't look good, buddy.
Give me a break, pal, okay?
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's back-to-school sales event, everyone gets an A+ in savings, trade-in values, and credit approval.
And, grades don't mean anything, all right?
Judging by your empty showroom, I beg to differ. Marty, report to the principal's office for a meeting with your parents.
Get back to school savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Plus $500 cash back for school supplies. And teachers get an additional $1,000 off any vehicle in stock. And our goal, 100% credit approval.
Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers on select in-stock models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Must present teacher ID for offer. See dealer for complete details. Expires 8/31/21.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. If you just type in Drew Steele in your favorite podcast location, you'll find the show. And also, if you go to drewsteele.com, the website, there's a link there so you can go right to it and subscribe. Thank you for doing just that. All right. By the way, all the shows go up quickly thanks to Jake the Millennial, who is like, as soon as the 1 hour is done, boom, it's up. Hour 2, done. Hour 3, boom, it's up. So it goes up fast. So that's a good thing. He's quick. He's quick on the computer thing. He's got that video game skill thing happening. Who said video games were never going to pay off? Look at you. Look at you. All you need now is, I'm surprised they don't have any kind of controller. Like, is there something that controls computers with something that looks like a video game? Because if you could find a video game controller that works like a keyboard with all the snappy things and stuff, the way you move a video game controller, you would be a lot faster than using a mouse and a keyboard.
Maybe.
You should look that up. And if they don't have one, you should create one and make the most obvious. It's sort of like when you have a dumb phone and you go back to the original way to text on a dumb phone is you have to, I forget what that's called, the T9. T9. And how my wife used to do that on the T9, and it's like, how does your brain do that so fast? That kind of, you figure you can have the same kind of thing with the video game controller.
Might be on something.
Okay, we've lost about half the audience. Hopefully we'll get them back now. Top 5 audio clips of the day. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
We're not going to sit by as governors try to block and intimidate educators protecting our children. For example, if a governor wants to cut the pay of a hardworking education leader who requires masks in a classroom, the money from the American Rescue Plan can be used to pay that person's salary, 100%. I'm going to say a lot more about children in schools next week. But as we head into the school year...
Whatever, I don't even care. All right, so there's Joe Biden yesterday who decided I'm not going to talk about Afghanistan because, listen, if I don't talk about it, it doesn't exist. A lot like Benghazi, you know, like when Obama had the issue with Benghazi and then all of a sudden he kind of goes to the sideline for a little bit and Hillary Clinton kind of taking a little bit of the heat, but not taking so much of the heat, and then all of that and the news cycle and everything happens, and then all the cycle going back and forth because Obama's fantastic, so we don't really want to talk too bad about him, but we'll kind of trash him for a little while, and then he'll go away, and then all of a sudden come back, and then it'll be over, that kind of thing. There's Joe Biden yesterday going after our governor and those that would defy what is the Parents' Bill of Rights and the rights that we have, and the governor who has been defending those rights and those districts here in the state who are defying it, and the governor's and the president, is like, hey, no worries. We'll get you. We'll take care of you. American Rescue Plan. We got lots of cash to take care of you for being defiant. Good job.
Number 4.
It took 2 days to take control of the airport. We have control of the airport now.
Still a lot of pandemonium outside the airport.
Well, there is, but look, but no one's being killed right now. God forgive me if I'm wrong about that, but no one's being killed right now.
Yeah, you're wrong right now. That's from the ABC George Stephanopoulos interview with the president. You know, that's how they'll do it. They'll do an interview with George Stephanopoulos so that he can talk about Afghanistan. But in person with reporters, don't you worry about it. He'll walk away from a podium like he did yesterday. And there he is saying, no one's being killed right now near the Kabul airport. There's lots of people right now. There have been reports upon reports of deaths and shooting and some of the horrific things that the Taliban is doing to not just women, but children and others that they are looking at that may have been connected with the former government. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. He's wrong.
Number 3.
Do you have the capability to go out and collect Americans?
We don't have the capability to go out and collect up large numbers of people.
Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin saying, we don't have the ability to go out largely and go out there to go collect Americans and go get them. But we certainly are going to hang around long enough so that we'll be able to. You will, right? I mean, it doesn't sound very confident, this idea that we're going to make sure we stick around until every American is safe and has left Afghanistan. I would hate to think that wouldn't be the case. But there's Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin not giving us a whole lot of confidence.
Number 2.
Our view is you shouldn't have government forcing kindergartners to wear masks for 8 hours a day. That should be a decision for the parent. And so parents in Florida have the ability to make that choice. Joe Biden and the White House, they think the federal government should force masks on kindergartners for 8 hours a day when they admit they do not know the long-term consequences of doing so. You got to wonder, where are your priorities that you're so obsessed with this issue and so obsessed with taking away parents' rights, and you're letting Afghanistan burn, our border burn, and so many other things in our country fall to pieces.
Governor Ron DeSantis last night on Hannity's program talking about Joe Biden and walking up to a podium and talking about mass mandates and going after him in particular, and not talking about Afghanistan or the border or inflation or any of the other myriad of issues that are a problem for this country, not being able to tick off one positive that this administration is doing. I'm talking about the president, but the governor, and he's right, constantly going after Governor DeSantis. Why would he do that? Oh, I know why.
Number 1.
But we've all seen the pictures. We've seen those hundreds of people packed into a C-17. We've seen Afghans falling.
That was 4 days ago, 5 days ago.
What did you think when you first saw those pictures?
What I thought was we have to gain control of this.
Yeah, that was one of the little clips that was released before today's interview with Joe Biden, ABC's George Stephanopoulos. You know, being a good Democrat operative there and asking a question about his thoughts. And instead of saying how horrific it is to see people falling from airplanes, the visual and how awful that is to try to escape what is going on in Afghanistan, how awful that is, his reaction is that was 4 to 5 days ago. And of course, number one, it was 2 days ago at the time of the interview, which is bad enough. But that's your answer to something so horrific is, oh, that's old news. Nothing to see here. Move along. No.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
No, we don't move along. We don't. And part of the problem, again, with this administration and how feckless this administration has been. And, Dan is calling right now in Naples, and I mentioned this earlier that a lot of people have been talking about, Mark Levin has brought this up on numerous occasions on his program, that what about impeachment? Why can't we talk about impeaching Biden? Why can't we talk about what's going on along the border and how he's not keeping us safe? If you're just talking about COVID and COVID-positive immigrants who are or illegals, coming across the border, and who knows where they're being left, and the issues of Afghanistan and the like, and you say what, Dan?
Me?
Yeah, you're Dan, right? Are you Dan?
Yeah, Dan from the River District. Hey, they're talking about the 25th Amendment. You need super majorities in the House and the Senate to do that, and there's no way. The Republicans, as confident they are, there's no way they would vote that way. And so his only option is to resign. Well, then he says, I'm incompetent, and he's not going to do that either. So,
the idea that
25th Amendment.
Well, the idea, forget about the 25th Amendment, but the idea that because of the safety and security and upholding the Constitution, which he has thumbed his nose at with the eviction moratorium, he thumbed his nose at that constitutionally, and then the issues of Afghanistan and our southern border and not keeping us safe, isn't that alone enough to talk about impeachment, at least for Republicans to have a little bit of a spine to talk about it? Wouldn't that be something?
Impeachment's fine. Impeachment's fine, but there's no way the 25th is going to get put in there unless he resigns. And if he resigns, he admits he's incompetent. That's all.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice to do a test to see if the 25th would stand up. I'm not saying that he would take a test or anything, but yeah, I know. That's all right. Paul's in Naples. Paul wanted to comment on. Oh, you wanted to comment on the audio clip that I played earlier of.
Yes, yes, I did.
Yeah, go ahead. This was the audio of Jack Morris.
Jack Morris.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounded more or less to me like Elmer Fudd versus him making fun of Otahani. Be very, very careful. Like he's going after the wabbit. Well, I'm hunting wabbit.
So you don't think it was anything else except? So wait a second. All right. So here's the audio clip in case you missed it. Jack Morris, Detroit Tigers, sixth inning. It's Shohei Ohtani who's pitching, and he says, and here's the comments.
Now what do you do with Shohei Ohtani? Be very, very careful.
And so you think that was just him doing an Elmer Fudd impersonation?
Well, more or less. I mean, I can hear a little bit of the Japanese accent there, but, I mean, I don't think it's enough to suspend somebody. Come on. Really.
Yeah.
It's sort of like when Howard Cosell said, watch those little monkeys run. And he said that about his grandchildren and his kids and stuff,
Yeah, well, that's interesting. Well, that's interesting that you bring that up. And listen, Paul, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. He did apologize on the air yesterday. Jack Morris did.
Well, folks, Shohei Ohtani has come to the plate, and it's been brought to my attention, and I sincerely apologize if I offended anybody, especially anybody in the Asian community, for what I said about pitching and being careful to Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, well, so he apologized, and again, it's a little bit of everything. Sometimes it's not just what you say, but how you say it. Sometimes it's just knowing where you are at this point in history, and also the other side of it, which is, everybody's got a spotlight on them. Everybody's got a camera on them. Everybody except teachers in public schools, but that's a whole other subject. But yeah, and he thought it was funny and not good. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Why don't we do this? Let's go to a break, and when we come back, we'll wrap everything up in just a second. Stay break 92.5 Fox News, right all along. 239-479-5592 if you have anything you'd like to talk about. And watch the program at the website and subscribe to the podcast. Casey Sherman's got the remainder of our forecast right now.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A dry start to the day with spotty thunderstorms developing for this afternoon. Look for below average rain chances as we head into the end of the work week, though we will be looking at these thunderstorms popping up for some areas each and every afternoon. Temperatures back into the middle 90s today, a high near 95 degrees with a high of 94 for your Friday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, a little bit of what has been said this morning as the network news has been talking about the situation in Afghanistan, and even a CNN reporter who was responding to Joe Biden saying that Afghanistan withdrawal, look, it's not a failure. Not a failure at all.
Is the panic, the lack of clear information. The rumor mill is in overdrive. There's hysteria. You have Taliban fighters with whips, with guns. You have U.S. and U.K. soldiers who are not allowing people in. You have mixed messaging coming through about what kind of paperwork you need and how you can get on a flight and where you can go. I mean, it is just an absolute mess. And we heard President Biden say yesterday in his comments to ABC News that this is not a failure. And I think a lot of people outside that airport, particularly those taking the kinds of extreme actions we're just talking about, would like to know, if this isn't failure, what does failure look like exactly?
Whoa. That's CNN this morning talking about it. A lot of people see the failure and want to know what could have been done. gee, if only there was a president before that may have been set up and ready for something like this and had a contingency plan in place, a place that probably could have been passed on to another administration. If only there was somebody who would have...
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Oh, wait, this just in. Yeah, there was. We find out that from Raheem Kassam at the National Pulse, that the Biden administration decided to put a pause on, dismantle, a Trump-era contingency plan that provided plans for safe and quick evacuations of Americans out of crisis zones just months before the Taliban takeover of Kabul. Excuse me, what? Wait, are you suggesting that Donald Trump, as president of the United States, was putting together a plan to make sure something like this wouldn't happen? The Contingency and Crisis Response Bureau, it was designed to, quote, handle medical, diplomatic, logistical support concerning Americans overseas. And the State Department, run by Anthony Blinken, for Joe Biden, the administration, paused the Bureau earlier this year, notifying that he was officially signing off on it just months ago. Are you following this? A president who tells us that, listen, it's not a failure. What could we do? General Milley, listen, there was nothing we can do. We had no idea. We didn't know that anything like this was going to take place. You can't possibly expect us to know, right? I mean...
The time frame of a rapid collapse, that was widely estimated and ranged from weeks to months and even years following our departure. There was nothing that I or anyone else saw that indicated a collapse of this army and this government in 11 days.
Yeah, you didn't see it. But there were contingencies in place in case it happened. The Trump administration did that. They were looking at this. And because politics, you decide to toss it away. I mean, that's all it was, right? It wouldn't be anything else. But why would you do that? But they did. That's going to be discussed, right? Or no, we won't do that. Let's get him back in the basement. He's already done video on what's happening in Afghanistan and talking more about masks and those issues. By the way, just quickly, man, I hope I have enough time to just mention this and maybe I'll dig in deeper tomorrow. You know, when Joe Biden's talking about nursing homes and getting those in nursing homes vaccinated, right? The talk yesterday.
If you work in a nursing home and serve people on Medicare or Medicaid, you will also be required to get vaccinated.
Okay, you're working Medicare, Medicaid, you got to get vaccinated. But there was something else he said, and I want you to listen to this carefully because this is important. You can't let this go.
With this announcement, I'm using the power of the federal government as a payer of health care costs to ensure we reduce those risks to our most vulnerable seniors. Payer of health care costs.
As a payer of health care costs. This is why they're doing this. So they're doing this and mandating that this take place as a payer of health care costs. Let me ask you a quick question, just throwing this out there and some food for thought as you make your way into your day-to-day, and it's this. Anything else like that the federal government does to subsidize health care?
As a payer of health care costs.
A payer of health care. Does the government pay health care costs for anything else? Any other subsidies? I don't know, Obamacare or something like that. Is that next? As a payer of health care costs, how far does this go? I'm just putting that out there.
This is Daybreak.